U.S. court orders CSU to release Tinubu's relevant and non-privileged documents. Here's what it means. Wow. So at the end of the day, Tinubu's appeal to stop George Gilbert's order has failed. Okay, since Judge Nancy Maldonado has gone through the whole appeal and said no, and said the interest of the people of Nigeria in this matter supersedes any other person's interest. And based on that, she has just given her order that all the documents that Atiku had requested from the CSU should be released effective on or before 12 p.m. midday of October 2nd, which is on Monday this morning, 2023. This one now a big slap. I'm sure Tinubu is that irreparable damage he was using as excuse to block the release of those documents. We'll see what the irreparable damages are. Basically, they are not damage to his health, they are not damage to his property, it's damage to his integrity, which is already damaged anyway, because it's proven that everything he has right from birth to now is not straightforward. At least nothing is straightforward. It's quite unfortunate for an old man to have lived like this at he's almost 90 years, even though he's claiming to be 70-something years. But when you see him, you know that it's almost 90 years, if not more. He's showing on his body and his face, but he's not saying the truth. Okay. So after months of legal battles that have garnered international attention, Judge Nancy Maldonado of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois dismissed President Bola Tinubu's objection to the release of his academic records from Chicago State University and ordered the release of the documents now. Following the Presidential Tribunal ruling on September 6, 2023, former Nigerian Vice President Atiku Abubakar intensified efforts to obtain Bola Tinubu's certificate from CSU, aiming to prove that certificate Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission was forged. On September 30th, 2023, in a ruling, Maldonado issued a 2-day ultimatum to CSU to release all relevant and non-privileged documents. Respondent CSU is directed to produce all relevant and non-privileged documents in response to requests for productions number 1 through to 4 as narrowed by Judge Gilbert and adopted by District Court in its opinion. In Mr. Abubakar's subpoena by 12 p.m. noonday Central District Time on Monday, October 2nd, 2023. That is before 12 midday. That is what they're saying there. The rule 30 subsection B6, the positions of CSU's corporate designee must be completed by 5 p.m. CDT on Tuesday, October 3, 2023, the ruling stated. What are non-privileged documents then? According to Law Insider, non-privileged means documents and records, whether hard copy or electronic, which are not subject to any legal privilege preventing the discovery and or disclosure in a legal proceeding. Okay. So legal privilege refers to a legal concept that allows certain communications and documents to be kept confidential, okay, and protected from disclosure in legal proceedings. These privileged documents are typically created in the context of attorney-client relationship or other legal recognized relationships. Now, public records such as government records, public court filings, and publicly accessible corporate documents, as well as personal correspondence like emails, letters, or communications that are not protected by attorney-client privilege or other recognized forms of legal privilege, are regarded as non-privileged documents. Also, business records, experts, reports, international company communications, and medical reports not legally protected are considered non-privileged documents. Now, with all of Tinubu's non-privileged documents required to be released, any communication that he had with an attorney are protected by attorney-client privilege and will not be released. And if he admitted wrongdoing to his lawyer, even if he admitted wrongdoing to his lawyer, okay, those are non-privileged documents. So in reaching this conclusion, Nancy Maldonado ruled that the court is expressing no view to the merits of Mr. Abubakar's underlying claims regarding President Tinubu or his graduation from CSU or on the validity of the Nigerian election, nor is the court taking any position on what any of the documents or testimony from CSU may or may not ultimately show. Exactly. We know that it's not in their power to say Tinubu's election in Nigeria is valid or not valid, or the court rulings in Nigeria are valid or not valid, or whatever the content of the document from CSU will be. They don't take any side to that. That's fine. I think that's more like what do they call it? More like trying to keep themselves away from being biased. It's to remove biasness in their ruling. I guess that is what is intended. So right now, I know that all Nigerians are interested in this matter, and now we know what is coming, because the documents will show a lot to prove the point that Atiku is driving, which is that Tinubu in the first place, it's not about whether he won election or didn't win election. In the first place, he was never qualified to run the election or to participate in the election because of perjury and forgery and lying under oath. And that is a very big criminal offense, actually. So, and I'm sure those are the things that Tinubu did not, those are the reasons he didn't want the document to be released, so that the integrity can continue, he can continue to maneuver the way he has been maneuvering. But now, I am thinking he's hitting the end of the road, because it's not going to be easy. Somebody says U.S. court is not like Nigerian court that is carpeted by government. All the secret documents of Mrs. Tinubu will now be released. Mr. Tinubu will now be released for the public to see. Something is going to happen. Let us keep our fingers crossed. Now, wow, God do. Somebody's tired. Wahala do. Not be small wahala, I tell you. Somebody is saying here, your analysis appears to complicate an otherwise easy matter. All that Atiku requires and has now secured, I believe, are evidence that contradict Tinubu's claims of being a male, of being the original owner of the document, attending and graduating to CSU, being born in 1952, submitting a true copy of the actual certificate issued by CSU. Bagam. Somebody has simplified the article, by bringing it into bullet form. The facts that we're looking for from the document from CSU exactly are these 5 points, actually, to prove that he is whom he is, or he is somebody else that we don't know. Okay, the school will release documents which has previously been released. Why are people making noise on it when nothing new will probably come to the public knowledge? Not really. This one now is trying to be spokesperson for CSU. What CSU is going to do is to release both the certificate and the admission document that was used to admit the person that did the course. That is it. And now that will show the gender, will show the primary and secondary certificate, and all other intermediary certificates that were used, or documents that were used to grant admission in the first place, and then the course that was studied, and then the degree that was issued, and the person that actually did that program, whether a male or a female. So it's more than what you think. If somebody doesn't respond to her, I say, okay, now, CSU spokesman, let's wait and see. Happy? That is it. And they normally, when it comes like this, they will take it to fight. And that is not, it's not about fight now, it's about fact checking. Sometimes our interpretation of the whole scenario here is that if the CSU court fails to stand for justice on this matter, then the US has automatically taken over from Nigeria as the most corrupt nation in the world. No two ways about that. And that is correct. That is absolutely correct. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment. That is the situation now. Those documents must be released today.